What is up, players? This is Juicy from Epic Reset Gaming here with another PS4 game review. This time we're going to be reviewing Warframe, which is a free-to-play game available on the PlayStation Store. This game is a third-person action shooter slasher type game where you could level up and customize your character along the way. But because it's a free-to-play game, it does take quite a while to do things like that. They do give you a few credits, what's called platinum in this game, right off the bat, which you could use, but I would recommend saving it. What you're going to be looking for while you play the game are upgrades and mods and blueprints to get your character basically leveled up and geared for the next mission. Now, the game itself is actually really fun to play. So if I go ahead and show you guys a gameplay run of the first level. Now when you first load into this game, it's going to actually put you through a tutorial which actually gets you used to the controls and how the game feels. And if you like third-person shooter action games, this is a pretty cool game. It takes away from the normal free-to-play style model games where as most of them are very limited in what you can do when it's a free-to-play game. This game is pretty open in terms of what you could do with your character along the way. Now it does take a while because it is a free-to-play game, so if you wanted to spend the money right off the bat to get some stuff to kind of make you what's called OP, you can, but it makes the game less enjoyable in my opinion because you don't want to just be, like taking it super easy throughout the lower levels and kind of like take away from the gaming experience. If you play it by the normal free-to-play game model where you earn credits instead of platinum, you still can buy pretty cool items, and you can still find blueprints along the way to make the really cool items that you'll need in endgame. Now, I heard this game could be quite grindy towards the end of it when you start hitting a lot of endgame content where you need a lot of gear. And for the most part, I think if you just like playing the game, it's not too bad. Because it's kind of like a drop-in, drop-out kind of game where you could level up your character when you want. But because it does have like a leveling system where you will gain levels and you could customize your character and forge and craft items, basically you will end up playing it a lot more than you think. At least I have. I didn't start out playing this game thinking that I would play it a lot. But the fact is, you can play quite a bit without realizing you're playing very long, because it just offers mission-based type things, and you could do missions over and over again to try to find particular blueprints or mods in any particular area, which isn't so high in the low-level areas, but when you start getting up there, you're going to want to do something like that. Now, as you can see, there is a shooter aspect to it, third-person shooter. You can also slash your way through the game. I've noticed, oh gosh, you got to stop him from getting an alarm. I've noticed that the game can get pretty difficult if you're not geared for a particular mission. This can be noticeable even in the Venus missions, which is the next world from Mercury. So what I'd suggest is actually playing through the game, getting as much mods as you can, and leveling your character as much as possible without getting too bored. As you can see, the game does have a very cool ninja type aspect where you could run against walls, run up walls, do backflips and things like that, and it makes the game a pretty cool genre to play. It takes away from the usual competitive gameplay that a lot of people are into these days with League of Legends and Dota or Smite and Call of Duty. Everyone's all about that, competitive. Whereas Warframe here, they do have some modes where you can battle each other and things like that later on. But for the most part, it's a co-op style game. You get 3 other players if you're playing online, and you just basically complete missions together. It's all around a fun experience, and even though right now I'm solo, it is still fun to play. Incredibly more fun when you actually get a group that talks to each other and things like that. With the PS4 giving headsets out with the actual system itself, there are more people to talk to than the PC version. There is a PC version of this game, and it's also free on Steam, but I've noticed not a lot of people are playing in the lower levels. So it's kind of not as balanced as I would say the PS4 is, with a lot of new people getting PS4. Now the game modes within each world vary. You're going to have to complete missions to get the next mission unlocked, And basically you'll have different modes. You have exterminate here, sabotage, capture, mobile defense, assassination. Assassination, that's like a boss battle kind of thing where you gotta take out the boss. Exterminate is basically take out all the people that are the enemies in there. Sabotage is basically destroying an objective. Capture, you have to, pretty simple, capture a particular target. Now, mobile defense and defense are kind of like surviving waves of people, whereas mobile defense, you kind of take your computer and hack the mainframe in a certain area and defend it while it's doing that, and then move on to the next, whereas defense, you kind of just hold one position and stop yourself from dying after hordes and hordes of people spawn. Now, there are more game modes that unlock as you play, and as you play, there are more difficult situations to get out of, so playing in co-op is actually a little bit more beneficial than solo in my experience. But overall, the game itself is really cool. The game has a really cool vibe to it, has a really cool gameplay aspect to it, and it's really enjoyable, and the fact that you could level up just by playing the game and finding items that you can use later on instead of having to buy it with real money, it makes it a really cool game to download. There's basically no downside to trying this game because it's free and it's fun. It's co-op, so you don't have to be super competitive. You can compare scores at the end of a mission to see who did better than who. But overall, the game is like an action shooter adventure, and it's pretty fun to play when you don't want to basically dedicate yourself to like a really in-depth RPG. You can still level up and customize in this game, but it's not as, in-depth as most, I'd say, leveling RPGs would be kind of similar to this. So it makes it good as a free-to-play game on PlayStation 4. Really fun to play, and overall, just a cool game. So out of 5 stars, I'd probably recommend this at a 4. Just because it does take quite a while to find the things that you do want in the game if you don't want to spend real money. And that could take a while. And with it being a little bit grindy just to get the next mission done, 4 out of 5. And that's it, guys. This is Juicy with Warframe's review for the PS4. This game is also available on PC for free if you do want to check that out. And I hope you enjoyed this review and basically impressions video. So be sure to check us out on YouTube and Twitch at Epic Reset Gaming for Let's Plays, reviews, tutorials, and more. And until next time, guys, this is Juicy from Epic Reset Gaming. You guys remember to play hard and peace.